The rise and fall of the Mughal Empire. The Mughals ruled northern India from 1526 to 1857 AD. The Lodhis were the last dynasty in Delhi before the Mughals established their presence. In 1529, at Panipat, a battle was fought between Babur and Lodhi army. Lodhi army was defeated. Babur, 1526 to 1530. Babur was the king of Kabul. Like his ancestor Timur, he also wanted to loot India. Being an able general, Babur could easily defeat the Lodhi soldiers. In the Battle of Panipat, Babur was helped by the Rajput prince Rana Sanga of Mewar. After winning the battle, Babur not only took his share of the loot, but also established himself as the ruler. He defeated Rana Sanga and the Afghan generals who helped in his battle against the Lodhis. Babur was a great scholar. He wrote down whatever he saw. These writings were called Babar Nama. He was an admirer of nature's bounty. He built many parks inside and outside the palaces. Though he laid the foundations of Mughal rule in India, he did not live long to see it growing. Humayun. After Babur, his son Humayun became the ruler. The Afghan nobles wanted the Mughals to leave India. Sher Shah, an Afghan, defeated Humayun in 1540. Humayun lost his power but gained it in 1555. Unfortunately, he died in 1556. Sher Shah. After defeating Humayun, Sher Shah became the ruler of India. He was an able administrator. He introduced a rational system of taxation. He introduced many reforms. He constructed the Grand Trunk Road. He planted trees, built rest houses. He issued the coin known as Rupaya, which we call today as rupee. He also introduced the postal system. He died in an accident in 1545. In 1555, Humayun regained the throne. Akbar the Great. Akbar was 13 when he became the ruler. His guardian, Bairam Khan, a distinguished general, became the regent. When Akbar attained the age, he took over the government. Gwalior, Ajmer, Malwa and Jaunpur were won by Akbar. He was very friendly with the Hindus. Through matrimonial alliances and through appointment of Hindus in high positions, Akbar was able to command over a large empire. Akbar divided his empire into 15 provinces or sabhas. Each sabha was subdivided into a number of sarkars and each sarkar into parganas. The governor or subedar was responsible for the law and order of his sabha. Akbar introduced a mansabdhari system by which every officer was given a rank or mansab. The officers and nobles were paid grants of land revenue known as jagirs. The state enjoyed income from two sources, land revenue and trade. Sea trade brought the Europeans to India. Though himself illiterate, Akbar encouraged scholars. Great scholars like Abul Faizi, Birbal and Todar Mal enjoyed Akbar's love and respect. Persian was the official language that time. Writing in Hindi made its beginning during Akbar's time. Akbar was a great patron of music and art. Tansen, the famous musician, used to entertain the king. New Indo-Persian style of art and architecture developed. Akbar built magnificent palaces, gardens, learning centers, etc. Fatehpur Sikri is an example of the excellent style of architecture that was famous at that time. Akbar was liberal in his policy towards non-Muslims. In fact, he established a religion which was common to all, contained the common teachings of all religions. Akbar called it Deen-e-Ilahi or divine monotheism. It was worth mentioning here that the idea of Sulh-i-Kul or universal peace and harmony was the message of Din-i-Ilahi. His court had the 9 gems. One of the gems, Abul Faizi, wrote Akbar Nama. Faizi translated Bhagavad Gita into the Persian language. Birbal's wit and intelligence was well known. Akbar's sincere efforts to bring the Indians together were a landmark in the social life of the people. Jahangir, 1605 to 1627. Jahangir succeeded Akbar. He was an admirer and follower of many of his father's qualities. Because of Akbar's efforts and far-sightedness, Jahangir could enjoy a peaceful reign. Rulers of Mewar and Ahmednagar became his allies. It is during this time that Sir Thomas Roe and Captain Hawkins visited India as an ambassador of the King of England. Jahangir's queen Meherunissa, whom he called Nur Jahan, was very beautiful, intelligent and educated. She literally ruled over the kingdom. When Jahangir gave permission to the Britishers to set up factories in India, he had no idea that the Britishers would become the rulers. The memoirs of Jahangir is called Tazuk-e-Jahangir. Ustad Mansur, a famous painter of animals and birds, found a good portion in Jahangir. He was a lover of nature. He died in 1627. Shah Jahan, 1627 to 1659. Shah Jahan became a ruler after the death of Jahangir. Shah Jahan had to deal with many revolts. Taj Mahal, the world-famous tomb of his queen Mumtaj Mahal, and the peacock throne belonged to his reign. Diwan-e-Am, Diwan-e-Khas, the Jama Masjid, the Moti Masjid, the Red Fort, etc. are the monuments Shah Jahan built. The Taj Mahal on the banks of the river Yamuna, a marvel of marbles, precious and semi-precious stones, gold and silver, is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It took 20 years to build the marble marvel. Shah Jahan in his old age had to witness the fight for the throne among his 4 sons. One of the sons, Aurangzeb, defeated his brothers, imprisoned his father and crowned himself as the king. In 1666, Shah Jahan died at the age of 74. Aurangzeb, 1659 to 1707. Aurangzeb's reign of nearly 50 years was full of conflicts. He raised the taxes to sustain the campaigns. By himself an honest man with a simple lifestyle, he was a Mussalman to the core. So, his rule with the help of the laws of Islam made him very unpopular. The Rajputs, the Sikhs, the Jats, the Marathas resisted him. As if this is not enough, he had to face trouble with the Portuguese and the English. He destroyed many Hindu temples. He banished all scholars, artists and poets from his court. So, when he died in March 1707, the empire was collapsing. Shivaji and the Marathas. The death of Aurangzeb led to chaos and confusion about the succession to the throne. Bahadur Shah became the king but had to face the defiance of the Rajputs, the Sikhs, the Marathas and the Afghans. He died in 1712. The Marathas came to power. Foreign invasions of Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali weakened the Mughal Empire. Though the Marathas were defeated by the Afghans at the Battle of Panipat in 1761, they regained power, and the powerful Maratha leader was Shivaji. Shivaji was ambitious and decided to head an independent kingdom. With a small army of brave soldiers, with intelligent planning and execution of strategies, Shivaji succeeded in overcoming enemies. He was an epitome of patriotism. History tells us that Shivaji was a real pain in the neck for Aurangzeb. A brave, fearless warrior, Shivaji is even now remembered as the most popular hero who dared against the Mughals. After Aurangzeb's death, the Mughal Empire broke down due to the internal quarrels among the nobles in the court, among sons of Aurangzeb, the attacks from outside, and the inefficiency of the rulers. The Persian rulers Nadir Shah attacked India and carried away huge quantities of gold, jewels and other treasures from India. He killed many and destroyed beautiful buildings in Delhi. He left India with the Kohinoor diamond, the Takht-e-Tauz, elephants and horses. During the reign of Alamgir II, the English East India Company defeated the Nawab of Bengal in the Battle of Plassey in 1757. During the time of Shah Alam II, the Third Battle of Panipat between the Marathas and the Afghans, and the Battle of Buxar between the East India Company and the joint army of Mir Qasim, Suja-ud-Dawla and Shah Alam II happened. During the time of last Bahadur Shah Zafar, the revolt of 1857 broke out. The British suppressed the revolt, exiled the emperor to Rangoon, where he died in 1862. The Mughal Empire lasted for nearly 350 years. One of the reasons for its fall was that down the line of success, it met with financial troubles. The zamindars, with the support of the peasants, defied the emperors. The aristocracy, steeped in luxury and enjoyment, was completely unaware of the advent of the Europeans, who were eagerly and cleverly looking for weak spots to expand their empire and treasury.